I'm in the jewelry business.
No, we don't have a business.
No, I own 2 hotels in Pontresina.
7-8 years later, I sold that for multi-millions.
We prefer the leader.
You need to have the vision.
The most important thing you need.
What is up, guys? Today we are in St.Moritz one more time. I knew you guys liked the video, so I just needed to come back and do it one more time. This time we have a very popular event going on. It's one of the most popular events in St.Moritz. A lot of millionaires and billionaires come here just to see this event, so I needed to come here with you guys. We're gonna go find those entrepreneurs, those people that have made their lives successful, and we're gonna be having those interviews and learning, getting that value for you guys. So stay tuned and we'll see each other. All right, so who are we here with?
Thomas Walter.
Thomas Walter. Very
Yes.
nice to meet you. Which industry did you decide to follow in your career?
I'm a hotel owner. I own 2 hotels in Pontresina.
How long have you been in this industry for?
40 years now. I started my career here in the Bad Roots Palace Hotel. I did my apprenticeship as a chef, and then I did all the stages, and now I own the hotels in 3rd generation.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So in total, you own 2 hotels.
Yes.
Okay. How did you manage to start this then? If you were a chef, correct? So what was the process behind for you to realize that this is something you want to do, become a business owner and start using your assets in a different way?
Well, I think the most important thing you need to have a dream to do something. Not that somebody manages you, that you manage the things. And to be hungry, to be a little bit foolish, to be not afraid of failing, because you learn a lot of failing, much more than from success. If you fall, just stay up, make your crown ready and go ahead and just have your dreams.
That's amazing. Okay. And what motivated you to start into this industry? What lit up that fire in you?
Well, I think in my family it's quite a genetic problem. Because my grandfather started in the hotel business, and then my grandparents, my parents, my 3 kids now also in the business. So it's a nice business because you have only to do with people. We have more than 100 staff. We have a lot of guests from all over the world, and you only work with people, for people, and it's very nice place, very nice business to do.
Wow. Right now, how many sources of income do you have?
Well, we have the 2 hotels, we have 5
Hotels?
restaurants.
Yeah. 5 restaurants
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
And that's quite enough.
Wow. Right? Yeah. Great. Okay. And what would you say? What is the key to scaling your business?
Love what you do. My parents always told me it doesn't matter what you do, but you have to love what you do.
Okay.
And that's the key. It doesn't matter what you do.
And maybe somebody for the younger generation that they would also like to start a business, something, like you said, they don't want to be managed by somebody. They want to start something of their own because they truly believe in their dreams. What would you say that in terms of money, the capital? A lot of people, there's a misconception going on that people think you need a lot of money to start a business. What would you say to those people? What would you think it's a good direction?
Start with the small steps. If your goal is right here, you have to start here. Take 1 step after the other. Maybe you fall down 2 steps more, then you go 3 steps ahead. But start small. If you see that the big business now around the world, they started in a garage, they started with an ID, they started with a small computer with an ID. All business started like that.
Yeah. You both look amazing. We are doing content creation on YouTube where we go and talk with business owners. We're just wondering if any of you guys are business owners.
Yes.
You are. May I ask for 1 or 2 minutes of your time then? No. Are you an entrepreneur yourself? Because you look great today.
No, like he's a managing director, not a...
Oh, okay. Hey, who are we here with?
Michael.
Michael.
My fiancée, May.
Nice to meet you guys. So you are an entrepreneur, correct? You
Absolutely
started your
correct,
business.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit how you decided to start this business on your own.
So back in the UK, as far as in Shakespeare country is where we're from, just slowly but surely making a small investment in a piece of land or a first home, and then doing a refurbishment, renting it out, okay, and then selling it when the market is right, depending on obviously the economy, yeah, okay, and then using the profits from that business to then fall into the next development program, be it to buy something that's already built or to actually go out and build something from scratch.
In the real estate business, because you're an expert in that, you said that you have to find the opportunities. How would you say is the best way to find a market opportunity?
There's an element of looking at everything in life,
All right.
but at the same time, you've also got to have that mentality, all right, where you can't go through life believing or saying shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Right.
So when I ventured into the Canary Islands, Lanzarote, which was just a little spot on the touristic map 25, 30, 35 years ago, I saw potential there that a lot of Brits, Germans, Scandinavians, French, Italians didn't see. Okay, so I set up a property portfolio management company where if your parents owned a villa or an apartment, but they were only wanting to use it, for example, let's say 3 months of the year, okay, I had the vision back then, which you could still do today, if you can find that little Lanzarote somewhere on the globe. I felt that there was a niche in the market to offer your parents the opportunity where for the months of the year that they weren't using their property, I could guarantee them an income or a revenue for the months that they weren't wanting to use it as a family. So therefore, I would then obviously offer the Scandinavians, the Italians, the English, the opportunity to use your parents' villa. Your parents' villa then would have a full management team behind it as far as cleaning the pool, etc., etc. And then I built that property portfolio management company up to 500-600 owners, and then 7-8 years later, I sold that for multi-millions.
So you sold the company?
I did, yeah. And then reinvested that into my next projects, as far as buying, for example, a rundown hotel here in St. Moritz. So it's all about speculating to accumulate, but not trying to grow too quickly. But it's having the vision as well. You need to have the vision, the hunger and the passion to be successful. If you just want to be a person that literally, wants to just live a life as far as 9 to 5, like your colleagues, basketball player, he has to push himself to the limit if he want to get to play for one of the top American teams, yeah? Okay.
Yes, that's amazing value. Now, in terms of your business, right? So you were in the property and real estate and everything.
Yeah.
Right now, for someone that is young and would like to also start in that business, there's this misconception going on, right?
Yeah.
That people need this start capital in order to get into this type of business. What would you suggest them to do? Should they maybe ask for money? What do you think they should do?
There are so many opportunities now to raise money, because obviously the bank's mentality today isn't what it used to be 25, 30 years ago. I was fortunate where I started off with a few £1,000s and then just gradually built the business, because that was literally about myself as a personal touch. I then surrounded myself with good members of staff to build the business up. So my business at the time didn't need a lot of capital, because it was all about the service that I was promising your parents. But today's date, if you were going to go out and try to start or wanted to start a property portfolio in some way, shape or form, I don't necessarily believe that I would be, if I was starting off as a fresh, and if you turn around to me and say, Michael, do you believe you could earn the millions that you earned 20 odd years ago? The answer would be, yes, of course I could. Okay. But I would not approach it in the same way, or I certainly wouldn't do it in as far as relying on a bank, because of interest rates and the mentality of the bank themselves. My philosophy is bank managers are in a position to be a bank manager on behalf of the bank, because they want to be conservative about investing in you, but they don't want to take chances. They don't want to take risks, okay? So therefore, they're not going to really want to be loaning you money for a project that they don't have the vision as a bank manager could be successful, because they're not business people themselves. Okay. All right. So these days, there's many options as far as if you really have a belief in a business, the internet that I mentioned to you before, through social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram or X or whatever, you have now these amazing opportunities. Like in Shakespeare country where Maisie and I live, there's some fantastic restaurant businesses that have started off where a chef is so qualified, but they don't have the funds. So they do like a crowdfunding scenario where friends and family and local people will have confidence in that person. And before you know where you are, within 2 or 3 months, they've raised 100,000 euros.
Crazy.
So they're the avenues that you can take today. Okay. Of course, the problem is today with the younger generation is more and more of them have to rely on parents, family to maybe buy their first property. But you have to think outside of the circle. You have to do something a little bit different. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Amazing. One last thing then. What would you say that in this whole time that you've been in business, if you had the opportunity to go back in time, to go 20 or 30 years ago, like from now, what is the one thing you would tell your younger self?
But I've always had the confidence and, should I say, the belief in myself, yeah? That I know that if I fail the first time, I will learn from that experience. So you've just got to really, really believe that you can succeed. Look, let me give you the biggest example as far as how I look at things. If I was to employ today 10 salespeople to sell some real estate, okay, and if I was to turn around to you and say, look, at the end of the month, you can either earn 10% commission on every single property you sell. Okay, so potentially earn 10, 15,000 euros, 20,000 at the end of each month. Or would you prefer to go for the comfort package, which would be where I'm just going to pay you 800 euros, 1,500 euros a month? If you turn around to me and say, I'd rather go for the 1,500 euros a month, I turn around and say to you, have a great life and I wish you all the best. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you've got to believe in yourself.
Really believe in
I
yourself.
would definitely be going for the 10% commission.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your time again.
You're welcome.
And yeah, have a very nice day, guys.
Okay, so what's the name of the TikTok?
It's called Unveiling Wealth.
Okay,
All right,
Unveiling Wealth.
take care, guys.
Check it out.
Do you have your own business?
No, I don't know.
Which industry are you in?
I think gastronomy.
Gastronomy.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm working here.
Oh, okay. Oh, amazing. In which position?
I'm a shift designer.
Are you entrepreneur? Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a business owner. Are you a business owner? Do you own a business? Do you
Yeah.
have a business?
No, we don't have a business.
No, because you look very good. Are you entrepreneur by yourself?
Yeah, but no, we prefer to read.
Who are we here with?
Christopher.
Christopher, very nice to meet you. Which industry did you decide to follow in your career?
I'm in the jewelry business.
Jewelry.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes.
Wow. Okay.
I am a reseller from watches and anything like that, and perfumes in the luxury segment.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay. So you do also a little trading with that.
Yeah.
How long have you been in this business for?
I've been for since 5 years.
What motivated you to start this? How did you find this opportunity in the market? How did you see that this is something you should do?
Since a little kid, I have a passion for luxury goods. And die reichen Leute wird es immer geben.
Ja.
Und ich sage jetzt mal, die Mittelschicht ist immer ein schwierigeres Segment, weil es gibt, so wie in Österreich zum Beispiel und in der Schweiz wahrscheinlich auch, es wird immer mehr entweder reich oder eher arm sein. Und deswegen war es für mich eher das Segment für den Luxus und weil es mich immer selber schon sehr inspiriert hat. Aber wenn man jetzt in St.Moritz ist und man sieht die ganzen Sachen, das ist, glaube ich, für jeden Jungen irgendwo Inspiration.
In terms of the business,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
did you manage to scale it?
I think the best way to scale is every time be real. Find when the client is happy, he will bring you the next client. When the business is good for him and he's happy with that, he will come with another guy that will buy something by you.
smart,
And that's the thing. What I think is be true, be honest in your business, and it will grow from self.
Okay. What is one mistake that you see in business owners make nowadays?
Das zu schnelle Geldjagen. Zu schnell zu denken, ich mache jetzt einen schnellen großen Deal und dann haben sie ein bisschen Geld und dann ist alles wieder schnell, die Blase platzt schnell. Natürlich wachsen lassen, natürlich wachsen und immer konsequent dranbleiben.
Ja.
Immer harte Zeiten durchkämpfen, weitermachen.
Okay. And how important was it to have a good network for you in your business? Good people that you could trust, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's very important. It's very hard at these times. You need good people around you. You need people that you can trust. Du musst jetzt irgendwann den Menschenverstand verstehen anfangen und dann aussortieren. Du musst da ganz konsequent sein. Okay, der ist gut, der ist schlecht, aber das ist ein Lernprozess. Also,
Yeah. How many people do you have in your business?
we are 5 people.
5.
Yeah, we are small. But in our industry, you don't must have much people to make much things. The costs are at this, and you can the profit take to the maximum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. You also do social media and all of this stuff?
Yes, a little bit. Nicht genug zur Zeit noch, aber es kommt was Großes bei uns. Wir sind da auf einem Weg, ja.
Okay. Okay, und letzte Frage. Was würdest du sagen, ist deine beste Rat, die du die junge Generation geben könntest?
Immer weitermachen. Niemals aufgeben, positiv denken. Ich sage immer, Selbstbemitleidung ist ganz was Schlimmes, deswegen immer weitermachen und niemals aufgeben. Egal was passiert, nimm das Positive mit und mach's besser.
Das ist richtig gut, Albert. Danke vielmals für deine
danke.
Zeit. There's one little thing that I would like you to take home today, which is believing in yourself. Mostly everybody said you have to believe in whatever it is that you want to do. Whatever it is you're thinking, hesitating on doing, just do, just execute. And I promise you, along the way, you will learn. And upon this learning, you will succeed. Thank you very much.